Hey guys, welcome to another Evil Techie review. Today we're looking at wireless gaming headsets, and we got two very affordable, strong contenders here. We got HyperX Cloud II, which is a wireless headset for $150 or so, and for half of the price we have an AOC GH41 for only about $77. So let's take a look at what the differences are. Now, first of all, I should get into why we're looking at wireless gaming headsets. For many years, most people have relied on wired headsets because it gives you very stable connection. And for gaming, critical gaming, when you're playing an online game, you really don't want your audio to cut out because audio gives you so much cue, and of course, we're communicating with our teammates. So you want it to work reliably. Now, wireless technology has come a long way. It used to be that I would have to spend $200 or more to spend on a decent working headset that's wireless, like Astro Gaming and so forth. But now, for less than even $100, you can get a very consistently performing headset that's not only clear, but also is fairly comfortable. So without spilling too much beans, let's get into it. Now, the HyperX is, again, about $150 on Amazon. It's fairly lightweight, and the design is a classic. I mean, Kingston HyperX have been using this design with the peanut shaped ear cups for so many years. Starting with one of his original HyperX headsets, it really not much has changed, but what they've done is use the same award-winning design and added a wireless capability to it. On top of that, there's a detachable boom mic that you can unplug, so when you're using this in library, it's not going to look too overly gaming. With it plugged in, there's a neat little party trick. Now, there's a little ring on the mic boom here that does light up in red when you have the microphone muted. Now, the microphone is fairly well designed and it picks up the voice very well, and we'll show you what it sounds like. But we do have up to a 30-hour battery life, as well as microphone mute and the power control on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we have a wheel that adjusts its volume, and it's actually a digital wheel, so when you rotate it, it actually adjust the volume within your windows. So that's actually a nice little feature. Everything is very digital. The dongle is fairly large and it plugs into USB, so it means it works with PC, works with PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch in TV mode. Okay, let's take a look at AOC. AOC is about, as similar in design on the headband as you can get with the HyperX. You have the leather red, very nice plush padding, red stitching, tells you it's gaming. But in additionally, the design differs by that it's a rounded ear cup shape. So for people who don't have overly large ears, I think this is a fairly comfortable design. The ear pads are actually really plush, so the memory foam is so thick and plush that it does give you very good insulation. So if you want to block out a lot of external noises, this is a good one to have. And actually, after adjusting it and getting used to it, I found that it's very comfortable, and it does, allow me to wear it for about 3-4 hours without any issues. In terms of physical controls and design, the boom mic is not attachable. There's no light on the end of it, but I do like that all the buttons are on one side. And in addition to mute, volume, power, and USB charging port, there is an additional 3.5mm port that you can plug it in, the included cable into. So what that does is not only you can use it with your PC, with your PS4, PS5, or Nintendo Switch via the USB dongle for wireless connectivity. If you're using for Xbox, if you're using it for phone or any other peripheral that has 3.5mm but not USB, you could use the cable. So in essence, it's like having two headphones in one. Really, you don't need to purchase a separate headphone for your console play. And that's a great deal. I think for $77, it itself is a very good value proposition. The fit and finish, I think, is fairly nice. Aluminum extrusion, it doesn't feel as refined as the HyperX, but it's still a very nice design. I think overall it still feels, and when you do use it, it feels just as good as the HyperX. Weight-wise, the two is about the same, very similar with AOC, just a tiny smidge more. Now with the AOC volume wheel, it's analog, it's not digital. So when you turn it, it doesn't adjust the volume in Windows. It just, resists, it's like a resistor dial. It turns down the volume on the headset. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people prefer having analog and digital controls separate so that they have a little bit more finer tuning they could do to the volume. Now, in terms of sound quality, typically wireless gaming headsets or all gaming headsets are tuned to have a little bit brighter trebles, so it gives you very sharp details and very recognizable sound details. And also has a decent boost because when you're gaming, you want that sound effect coming in, not deep rumbling bass. And I would have to say both are actually tuned to be like that. Even though this is first generation gaming headsets from AOC, I feel that it does meet up to my expectation of what a gaming headset should sound like. And of course, HyperX sounds just as good as before. In fact, these have virtual surround 7.1, so it has a little bit more features than the 2.1 GH401 from AOC. But in terms of sound quality, they're about the same. They're very well tuned for gaming to give you that a little bit more edge when you're doing multiplayer especially. In terms of mic quality, we'll do some tests and show you what the mic can actually pick up, what the tonal range is like. So what I'm wearing right now is the HyperX Cloud II. The microphone should be picking up nice and clear. You should be able to listen to my pronunciations, and it should be clear to a point where it's not overblowing, there's no clipping, there should be not any over amplification. I believe the Windows should provide a nice auto adjustment of microphone volume to match the loudness of my voice. Alright, now I've got the AOC GH401 on. Again, the voice should be coming through nice and clear without picking up any of the background noise in the like PC fans and so forth around the surroundings. My voice should be automatically adjusted to the volume as I'm speaking based on Windows settings, and then there should be no clipping. Now, overall voice quality should be consistent with that of the HyperX Cloud II. And also the sound quality is fairly consistent as well. We found that playing several music tracks such as Eric Clapton's Unplugged, they all sound fairly similar too. Now let's get into performance. As you can see here, the USB dongles for these two headsets are actually very different in size. The AOC is smaller by quite a bit. I would say by almost half an inch or so. And that itself is quite a bit in terms of dongle sizes. Now, does size matter? Some say yes, but in this case, it actually does matter a little bit. We found that HyperX we're able to use it for about 50 feet across the wall, across the room, without any drops or any noticeable deterioration in voice quality. With AOC though, it gets about 30 feet or so before there's some clipping and some dropouts of connection. Again, that's across, separated by a wall. So, it's a little bit more of an extreme test scenario. Most people, if you're using near your computer or just, grabbing a drink from 5 feet away, 10 feet away, you're not going to notice any differences. And that's what's great about the wireless technology now. Even $77, you can afford a really decent performing wireless gaming headset. So you don't have to worry about wires getting tangled up, or if you're out there, internet cafe, you can wear it and just walk out the cafe without having nothing to carry. Having a wireless headset just means more convenience, less tangle, and now the latency is so low that you really can't tell the difference between wireless and wired anymore. So I would say these are actually great options, and with AOC, even though it's only 17 hours battery life, it still offers a fairly good performance for the buck, especially with that 3.5mm connection. I think it's just really good value proposition. Now, some of you may think, okay, if they perform almost the same, why should I buy one over the other? Well, I would say if you really have a larger ear or a strong preference for a peanut-shaped ear cup, go for the HyperX. But if you have a normal size ears like mine or smaller ears, I think the GH41 will feel just as comfortable, if not more, with the thick padding and performs just as well. So that's our conclusion for today. If you have normal size ears, get the GH41 and save yourself $70 or so. If you really enjoy the classic shape of HyperX, stick with HyperX, why not? You just pay a little bit more, but it is decent quality. All right, so that's our review for today. Thanks for checking us out. If you like our reviews, remember to subscribe and turn on that notification for more videos down the road. And we also have a brand new website. It's dailytechie.news. You can go there to check out latest reviews and gadget news and how to set up your smart homes, for example. And if you want to check these headsets out on Amazon.com, remember to click the link in our description. And that's what keeps the lights on around here. All right, thanks guys. See you next time.